I think we've got to go to the most exciting game of the entire week. We are going to Houston to watch the Cardinals play the Houston Texans so CJ Stroud can build his MVP case. Okay, maybe that's not the most exciting game of the week. The most exciting game of the week is clearly Eagles at Chiefs.
I was ready.
Right? Maybe the only two teams in the NFL that I'm comfortable saying are like clear contenders. No real flaws for either team. I mean, I get the Chiefs offense hasn't looked great. I get the Eagles offense has been fluctuating. But these are two teams that you can just trust. They are consistently great. They are playoff contenders. They're both well in the running for the 1 seed. And this is the first time this season I really feel like you are getting two genuine juggernauts matching up, right? Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs offense is trying to figure some things out, but with the first time Mahomes at a top 5 defense in his career. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have had an up and down season. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's parents are meeting at this game. We can confirm. So there's going to be clashes, mixing, mingling like we have never seen so far this season. And I mean, it's in Arrowhead. Anytime a big game is in Arrowhead, because Zach, you can attest this. Every time the Chiefs have a big game, it is in Arrowhead.
Always.
It's an Arrowhead.
I thought it was in Philly. No, it's in Arrowhead. Where the Chiefs play everybody good in Arrowhead. Because, the NFL just likes
I was saying something about the Eagles. Oh my God, these games are always in Philly.
Well, normally for both these teams,
but the Chiefs are, have Patrick Mahomes.
And I think you're totally right, Ziggy. This is the first time I'm trying to think this season where you have had two teams that you go, yep, those are two that I can absolutely see.
This could legitimately be a Super Bowl preview.
Who else have we had? We've had the Dolphins in a couple big games, the Cowboys, but you're always questioning whether or not they are really going to pull it together. I think this is the first time that maybe like Buffalo and Cincy, you would think, but the way they've been playing this year, up and down, I can't wait to watch this one. And Jalen Hurts, listen to this here. The past 2 weeks, we know he's been dealing with the knee injury. He was saying he was so thankful for the bye week being where it was for the Eagles. Week 8 versus Washington, 29 for 38, 318 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Week 9 versus Dallas, 17 for 23, 200 yards, or 207, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's throwing the ball really well right now. The Eagles' run game has struggled a little bit. They had averaged 127 yards per game, somewhere around there. And then the past 4 weeks is down to 86. So when that run game has kind of regressed a bit and they've had some troubles on defense, we're seeing Jalen Hurts take his game to another level. He's one of those guys that always seems to come up with a big play when it's needed. I kind of want to pick the Eagles to win this game, but it feels foolish in Arrowhead.
I was tempted to pick the Eagles based on the Super Bowl revenge narrative. They had that game locked up and then they choked.
They did.
This feels like a game to me, though, where, as you mentioned, Jalen Hurts, he's been great with his arm. He has, throughout most of this season, had his issues holding on to the ball. He's turned the ball over. And this Chiefs defense, particularly up front, has been very, very good. I think that could be a big difference maker. I think they can turn him over. And this feels like a spot where Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense as a whole at night, at home, just gets right.
And they've had some good pressure, but their run defense is pretty bad for the Chiefs. Their pass defense is awesome. But I wonder, so you think at home it's too much?
At home, at night, their offense has been a little bit iffy. It seems like a spot where they can get going.
Like they'll wake up for this one.
Yeah, and I'd probably pick the Chiefs.
Okay, how are you leaning, Ziggy?
Honestly, the Eagles are a little bit banged up, and I think this game is going to come down to crunch time. So this makes me want to take Patrick Mahomes really badly. Problem. We are not just picking Patrick Mahomes this game. We are picking Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs receiving core. And the core is not bad, right? Because they have Travis Kelce, and he's going to be showing off to his bow and all of that. But Travis Kelce is not enough on his own, I think, against this Eagles defense that will get pressure on Mahomes and can choose to shut down one player if they want to, even a player as good as Travis Kelce. Now, shutting down might mean 130 yards and a touchdown, but if that's all of the production that you're getting out of your receivers, that's going to be enough. Mm-hmm. So I think that Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are just a little bit better balanced, and the Chiefs haven't quite figured out their receivers yet. That's going to take a little bit more time. I'm leaning the Eagles in this game, but I would be shocked if the game does not come down to a single score, final game-winning drive type situation.
I agree. I just think if the Chiefs defensively
can put
on a performance like they did against Miami, where Miami scored 14 points, which I think there's a world they could. Like, I think they can make Jalen Hurts' life pretty tough in this one. Then I'd give it to the Chiefs for sure.
It's funny, Ziggy, I'm almost the opposite of you, where I want to take the Eagles. I think that they're possibly even a little bit better than Kansas City. But given that it's in Arrowhead, I do think Mahomes will make the play. He just always seems to find a way in these games to get it done.
They'll pick off Hurts. Hurts will fumble. Something like that.
I'm going to pick the Chiefs, but I almost took Philly.
The question is, again, so this is what I think is important. The question isn't, will Mahomes make the play? Mahomes will make the play. The question is, will Mahomes make the play? Rolling out, Jalen Carter breathing down his face. While he's getting tackled, he throws the ball 60 yards. Hits Sky Moore right in the hands.
Yes, will he catch it?
And it just slips out.
Yeah.
Yes. We've seen that. Kadarius Toney, right? It's 3rd and 9. Mahomes throws cross-body, the whole field. Every defender has no chance at touching the ball. Kadarius Toney bats it out of the sky because he's clumsy.
You could see You could see a big Kelce game because the Eagles linebackers, they're like Nakobe Dean is back on IR. They have guys there right now in Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham who have played okay this year, but Morrow wasn't on the team to start the year. Cunningham joined in August. We're talking about a weaker linebacking unit for the Eagles defense. The secondary's been banged up. They've also struggled. So you could see a spot where Kelce's picking apart the middle of that field with those linebackers. I'm going to go Kansas City. Yeah, I'm thinking Kansas City.
OKC close.